So, hola, ¿qué tal, amigos? Hello, everyone. 1 week more, we are here with more interviews. Even we are in summer, but we don't rest. Of course, we are again with Jordi. Jordi, how are you?
Everything is fine. Thank you.
And today we are interviewing Titan, which is the singer of the band Hammerking, because they are gonna release a new album, Make Metal Royal Again, the 15th of August, if I am true. So, hello, Titan, welcome.
Absolutely.
How are you?
Nice to meet you. Nice to be with you. It's a pleasure talking to you.
So, of course, we are gonna talk first of all about the new album. So, do you release two different songs? But I think you have been playing in live also some of them. So, the both songs are Make Metal Royal Again and King for a Day. How has been the reaction of the public?
We have played King for a Day only once so far because we didn't play it before the single was out. So we will play it again on Friday. We have played Make Metal Royal Again 3 times already, and that one was fantastic from the very first moment. So we played on number 3 in the set list. So after I say good evening, I say we are Hammerking and we are here to make Metal Royal again, and we kick into the song directly. And for me, that's an absolute highlight in the set at the moment because we always thought it would be a great live track, and it's fantastic. I mean, it's a very melodic song, and still we had a circle pit when we played it live for the first time. So that was ironic and very enjoyable song. King for a Day we did once. It was brutal. It was energetic, but I can't say anything about it so far. It's been only once, but both songs really seem to go down really well.
Well, the title "Make Metal Royal Again" seems to be Donald Trump's slogan. So, do we have to make our metal royal again?
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, we have it from a very famous club in Germany called the Headbangers Ballroom that's in Hamburg, and they had Donald Trump's slogan almost identical. They said, "Make metal great again" on the back of a T-shirt. And our bass player Günd, he saw that and he said, "Oh, that's fantastic. We should make metal royal again because we are Hammerking, of course." And so we made T-shirts with that slogan, and they were very popular. And I started introducing the band like this every evening. And then in the end, we even made a song, and then we even named the album after the song. So for us, it has become the direction into which we want to go. We want to have everything royal. We have gold on the stage. We throw golden points into the audience, and let's make metal as big and as beautiful as it's possible because it's the greatest music in the world, and we have a very strong community. Why shouldn't we make it royal then?
Maybe because I didn't know about this logo, but have you think about register also your new slogan?
Not yet, but I think we should do that.
Also, because there is not still the merchandising is all of the merchandising that you are gonna release is in the page for the moment.
Not yet. We will have new merchandise when the album is out, so it's not yet all there. But in our shop, you will get all the merchandise that we have, of course.
Okay, nice.
Listening to the album, I can see some influences by different heavy metal and power metal bands, especially Hammerfall and Powerwolf. Do you agree?
I do not disagree. So I don't know. The interesting thing is, I mean, if you when you're writing music, and we've been doing Hammerking for 10 years now, and we had been in bands before that, I don't think that you really feel your influences anymore. And especially when it comes to Hammerfall, I always said, I think they were raised on the same bands that we were raised on. So they had been listening to Accept, they had been listening to Halloween and to Maiden and Judas Priest, and that's, of course, that is the foundation of our sound as well. So there are similarities, And I think even now that Ozzy Osbourne has died and Black Sabbath is no longer around, even in the future, people will still be influenced by Black Sabbath because whatever is in heavy metal, huge parts of them are from the very original bands, I think. Therefore, yeah, we have similarities with the bands, but very honestly, I only have 2 albums from Hammerfall, so there is not much impact that they had on my life, actually.
But when it's, if I'm not wrong, it's your 6th album. So in the previous reviews,
The seventh already.
seventh, sorry. In the previous, do you have the journalists have to? We need to try to explain how the band sounds. Which are the typical bands that in the reviews people use it to connect with your band?
Interestingly, it is very, very different. It has become very different. In the first years, it was very almost the same. Now we have comparisons with Powerwolf, comparisons with War Kings. Somebody compared us with Dream Evil, and honestly, I only know one song of Dream Evil, so that it was funny. Of course, there's always people saying Halloween in a way. Of course, that's typical German melodic metal, and I'm a huge fan. I've always been a huge fan of them. I think in a way, heavy metal is we have so many bands, and metal is a bit of a limited music because there is several things you just do in metal, and nothing. It's you will always find comparisons. I mean, when Halloween started, people say they sound like Iron Maiden. Then when Stratovarius started, they said they sound like Halloween. And then there was Sonata Arctica, and people said, "Oh, they sound like Stratovarius." And then there was another band, I don't even remember what it was. They sound like Sonata Arctica. So in the end, they all sound like Iron Maiden in a way. And I think we sound like Iron Maiden, but faster, and maybe we sound a bit like Halloween. I don't know. And in the end, Halloween has sounded so differently when you compare them from Walls of Jericho to Keeper of the Seven Keys to later albums with Andy Deris and to the new albums with all 3 singers. They sound like 4 different bands. So I always say we play heavy metal, and that's fine for me, or maybe power metal. And then, of course, you have bands like Hammerfall, who are very power metal as well, and they are similar to us. We are similar to them.
Another one interesting comparison that I read today is your sound is similar to Iron Savior. I read it today in a Spanish webpage.
Oh, fantastic! We played with Iron Savior, I think 5 weeks ago, and I finally spoke with Pete Sealk, because I'd always spoken to the band and Pete was never there, so we had a lengthy conversation. And I think Pete Sealk is a fantastic guy and a fantastic singer, a great songwriter. And honestly, I think that Iron Savior is closer to us than Hammerfall, because they seem to have more that powerful approach that we also have. I think Hammerfall is a bit more melodic than we are. So Iron Savior, I see some similarities, absolutely, and I really respect that band a lot.
Okay, let's talk about the songs. I want to talk about one of my favorites, The Last Kingdom. It's going to be The Last Kingdom, one of your biggest hits ever?
I hope so. I mean, we have not played it yet, but I think that could be a fantastic final song for a concert with that big ending. So that would be something that I would like to do. For me, that's one of the songs that we really worked on a lot in the studio, that we changed in the studio. We changed the drum parts and made it a bit more powerful in the studio. The lyrics are very important to me because they, in a way, describe what is going on in the world at the moment, where there's lots of turbulences, lots of everyone against everyone mentality. And I think yet it is a positive song, because it says, let's pull together and let's have this last kingdom, which can be something for everybody. Everybody can understand it differently. It can be a real place, it can be a belief, it can be a philosophical approach. but let's find this place where we really function together as people around the world, where we can live in peace and can leave each other in peace. So for me, that's a very important song, because there is this positive aspect in the lyrics, and therefore it is also one of my favorite tracks. And I really hope that we play it live a lot, and that the people enjoy it when we do play it live.
I don't know if it was my mood today, but I feel album more or less it's in a happy mood, no? Because the instrumental bass with all the symphonic part is getting you in this feeling. But for me, I like the other song with the Kingdom in the album, which is For Crowd and Kingdom. I think it's more deep or more heavy sound. Yeah, I really enjoy this. Don't know why. Maybe tomorrow I change my mind.
I mean, favorite songs keep changing for me as well, all the time, as the album is still very new. But it's interesting. Your choices are very nice for me, because both songs are very important for me, and both songs I think have the most interesting lyrics. Because for Crown and Kingdom, we have all these questions. What brought the turnaround and made people be everyone against everyone? What made this possible, that the world has become this strange place that it is at the moment? And then, of course, as always in heavy metal lyrics, the chorus is about unity and about a communion that we are around the world. And the usual heavy metal approach, stand together and be stronger. And therefore, it is definitely one of my favorite songs. I don't know if we will play it live very often, because it's very demanding for the vocals, but we will do it definitely. And it has been one of my, I always like the secret weapons of an album, and I think for Crown and Kingdom absolutely is a secret weapon song.
I don't know if we have the lyrics, but I don't understand all the songs. That's also to be honest, but I will have in mind this to read where they will be available.
I think they will be on the lyrics sites when the album's out at the latest.
Jordi?
So Pedro, it's one of my favorite songs too. And it reminded me Ice Earth, and it was wow. It's really strong. And it's not John Schaffer riffing, but you've got the vibe, the feeling, and the chorus are great. Yeah.
Absolutely. I remember that is one of the songs that our bass player Günd has a huge part in writing, and he sent me a load of riffs and melody parts for that song. And the folder was called Iced Earth Song. So I thought, yeah, there is some similarities. And once we had the songs with the drums and everything, I was here in the rehearsal room where we did the demos of the album. And it was late at night, I think like 3:30 in the morning, something like this. And I had the song finished. I was very tired. And still I thought, I want to try the vocals for that thing. And I just went to the microphone without any reflection and started belting something out. And it is into the direction of what Matthew Barlow did for Iced Earth, the rhythmics, the sort of melodies. And I was so happy with the first approach that I kept it exactly the way it was until the end. And I just changed some words that didn't make any sense at first. So I like this Iced Earth approach about the song very much. And honestly, we never had that before in Hammerking. So that was something very fresh for us.
Two things. We interviewed some weeks ago to Matt Barlow, because you mentioned him, and he's really nice.
Fantastic.
And second one is, do you know personally John Schaffer? Him?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh.
Never met anybody of the band. I mean, John Schaffer, that is, of course, an interesting topic, because we all know that some things have been a little bit difficult. And I mean, I can always gladly say I know nothing about American politics, so I cannot judge here at all. You can tell me one side and it makes sense. You can tell me the other side, it also makes sense. But I believe, as far as music He's a fantastic songwriter. And as a metal fan, I would like to see Iced Earth back, and please have Matthew Barlow on the vocals when they return. And
yeah,
it might happen. I don't know. I don't know. It
we
should
expect
happen.
that also.
And honestly, if you think about the business side, the only chance that John Schaefer has to bring Iced Earth back and that the people will look over his politics is when he's got Matthew Barlow. And I think they all know that. And if he brings Barlow, I will be there and watch it. So, I mean, and even if he made a mistake, I mean, people make mistakes and it should not be there for the rest of their lives. It's over. He paid his dues. So let's just move on. But Iced Earth is a fantastic band.
Absolutely agree. Okay, I have seen that you have lyrics in English, German, Latin.
Yeah.
This is a trademark for Hammerking.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Latin lyrics are not all very correct. So it is that sort of Latin that metal bands use. It sounds Latin and it feels good, but it's, I mean, Gino, our guitar player, his brother is a Latin teacher, and we have to hide the lyrics until the album is done because otherwise he will kill us. And yeah, we have some German lyrics. I never wanted to do that, but we started doing it because it sounded good for some songs, and it has become a sort of a trademark for us. And then with Schlaf Kaiser Schlaf, this time we used this German lullaby, and therefore it was German already. And as we based it upon the lullaby, we did the entire song in German. And I must confess, it was really fun to do it. It felt very good. So, but I will never believe that we will have more than 1 or 1.5 songs with German lyrics on an album, because this is a metal band, and English is, for me, is the universal language in music in general. So it is nice to have 1 German song. I might even do a French song, probably, if it was for a story. I would try. I don't speak Spanish, but I would do a Spanish song if I could speak Spanish, if it was about something that really goes with a Spanish historic background or something. But mainly the language for Hammerking will remain English, of course.
Schlaf Kaiser Schlaf. When the song starts, Subway to Sally crossed my mind.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
I really like it. And the good thing is that girl that sang, she was really fantastic. When we knew we would have a child singing, the first things you think of is, so, oh my goodness, we will really have to work in the studio to fix whatever the child is doing. But she's playing drums at the age of 7 or 8, and she's super tight on the rhythm, and her intonation was fantastic. So we did not have to do anything with it. So that was a very good experience. And for me, interestingly, I mean, speaking with people from different countries, basically everybody from outside of Germany really likes that song very much. And in Germany, it's 50-50. Some of them really love it, and some of them find it very difficult. But I always knew that everybody outside of Germany would probably like that song, and that is exactly the way it is.
Okay, this is not a critique, but just a comment. For example, the words kingdom and king are a little bit overused. So do you know that? And it's easy to handle.
Yes. It is. There is people who come and ask us, how many songs featuring Hammer King, or Kingdom will you be able to come up with in the future? And I can only say, it's been 10 years, no problem, no shortage yet. It's always going to happen.
True.
Strangely, nothing of that is planned. I mean, of course, we want to have it that way, but we never try to use it that often. Usually, when we start writing songs, there is some part in the song that reminds you of another band or reminds you of the part of the lyrics, and you just give it a sort of a funny name so that you can remember which demo track is what until you finish the album. And very often you just add Hammer or King to some title, and many of these titles, they just stay forever because you start writing a story around these things like The Last Kingdom. It was supposed to be the last song on the album, so we called it Last Kingdom. And then we wrote a song about this place called The Last Kingdom. and that's what happens with us all the time. The only song that I really wanted to name with King was King for a Day, because I mean Faith No More did this album called King for a Day, and the saying goes, King for a Day, fantastic album, yeah. King for a Day, fool for a lifetime. And I always, for years, wanted to write a song that says King for a Day, King for a lifetime. And I've tried it so many times. I think at least on 3 albums, I wanted to have that song and it never worked. And this time we had the piece of music that was right. So that was the only song that we wanted to have it like this. But on the other hand, it is a bit like a tongue-in-cheek thing with Hammerking. We have many songs with hammers and kings. Every time a new musician comes into the band, it is pure horror when they play their first song, their first show, because they have problems remembering which song is which. And that's funny. So we will keep it that way, absolutely. And are we taking ourselves seriously? Yes, we are. But yeah, we know that this is absolutely over the top and it's okay.
Yeah.
And your biggest hit is Kingdom of the Hammer King, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. That is the only song we have played at every show we have played so far. Strangely, one time we had to play it twice because the people just wouldn't let us go. So that is the only song that we have played more often than we have played ever. And I don't think that we will ever play a single show without that song. It's impossible.
Are you gonna do also? I mean, you didn't stop to tour for the moment. So have you been playing in festivals? But I assume that after summer you are gonna focus on the album. And are you gonna do? Okay, I want to talk about 2 different things. There is a special concert in Mayhem, I think I read.
Yeah.
Why is it special?
We have been playing, I think, 30 shows in 2024, which was quite a lot. But actually, all of them have been supporting shows or festival shows. So we never played very long concerts. And therefore, we knew that when the album is coming out and we want to present at least 7 songs of the new album and lots of old songs as well, that we need to find a place where we can play a bit of a longer show. And this club called Siebener Club in Mannheim is a bit of our living room. We've been there very often. We are friendly with the owners. We have lots of liberties there. We can come in the morning and set up everything perfectly. So we really want to have a show where we can specially present the new album and where there is lots of time for meet and greet after the show. Because usually all the clubs, they kick the people out. So we wanted to have a place where we have time for taking photos, for chatting, for signing, and whatever. And therefore, this will be like a homecoming show in a way. And then the next day, we will play the Summer Breeze, which will be the opposite. 25,000 people, 30 minutes of music. So that is going to be a very tight thing then.
And the second...
yes, the second is the tour, the proper tour is with Burning Witches, because you are going to be across Europe. Even you are going to visit Spain, because I didn't mention you, but we are from Spain.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
I read that, yeah. Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Very nice, very nice. What a beautiful city.
So I assume this is a kind of co-headliners tour, right? You are playing more or less same?
Yeah.
Or?
I think so. It has not been finalized yet, but of course the Witches are the last act every night, because they have played in far more countries than we have. They were lucky. They started touring before Corona, and we wanted to start touring when COVID was touring worldwide, and so we had to wait a couple of years. But it is the first time for us to finally play Spain. I think it's 4 shows, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And we are very much looking forward to finally coming to Spain. We are returning to Italy. We only played Italy once. We are returning to France. We only played France once. We are returning to Belgium and to the Netherlands. And we will be back in the Czech Republic and for the first time ever in the UK. So there's a couple of countries we've never played before. And that's, for me, that's almost the most important part, going somewhere for the first time. It's very special. And when I was the vocalist for Ross the Boss like 10, 11, 12 years ago, I don't remember. It's a long time ago. And I played Spain just one time, 2 shows. And so it's super fantastic to return. And for me as a touring musician, I would like to play for everyone in all the countries. It's so exciting to meet people from different countries. So very much looking forward to playing Spain.
I wanted to ask you about Ross the Boss. So how it was the experience to play with him?
Very, 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 very nice. And the interesting thing is we played Headbangers Open Air that's near Hamburg last Thursday, last week. So, and he was there on the same day. So this was the first time that I met Ross again after almost 15 years. And it was wonderful. We hugged and everybody was so happy. And I said, Ross, until the end of my life, you will always be one of the greatest people I've ever met in my entire life. And that is something that nobody will take that away from me. I played with this guy. I was the vocalist when he performed Hail and Kill on a stage for the first time in his life, because he did not tour with Kings of Metal. And that's so many fantastic memories from concerts, from cities, from food you had in countries you've never been before, jokes you did, music that you created together. And I mean, he is exactly the type of guitarist that I like. He plays from his heart. It's got balls, it's moody, it's got lots of expression. Exactly what I believe in guitar playing is what he's doing. And therefore, it couldn't have been better. And I never grew tired of it. And it's super fantastic to meet after 15 years and start talking immediately as if you had met yesterday. So wonderful, wonderful memories.
Okay, your dress code on stage. What do you tell us about this?
How it is
There was an interruption in the connection.
Sorry, the dress code on stage.
The dress code. Yeah, we have to look like superhero warriors, and therefore there is no chance that you can wear anything else than leather with some green elements, and it has to be big, and it has to be sweaty and very uncomfortable.
Okay, even on summer, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, the costumes we are having now are okay. We had some before that were even hotter than these ones. And I remember we had those huge black robes that we wore on a open air festival stage. I think it was 42 degrees and you were really dying. But that's the way it has to be.
Okay, some days ago, Ozzy Osbourne passed away. I think today is the funeral, so I need to ask you how important was Ozzy and Black Sabbath for you?
Very important, actually. There's been a couple of deaths from musicians that really were hard to accept because they affected me more than others. I mean, the first I remember who died was Freddie Mercury, and he was probably the ultimate vocalist for me ever. So I couldn't believe that it was possible that he died. So that was very hard. And then I remember when David Bowie died, and I was never a big David Bowie fan, but David Bowie had such a cultural impact on everybody around the world that it was hard to believe that David Bowie was away. And then Lemmy died, and I mean, he was a legend. And then finally, now we lost Ozzy Osbourne, and that was hard to take because I read it somewhere on Facebook before it was officially announced, and I was in the middle of a conversation and my eye caught the attention of that news, and I just interrupted and said, I'm sorry, but it's impossible. I think Ozzy has died. And we all knew he was sick. We all knew it would happen sooner or later, but I don't think that anybody expected it to be that early. And it is really strange. And I thought I had found my peace with Ozzy dying because he obviously was sick. And in the moment that he passed away, I realized I had not made my peace with it. It hit me like a hammer. It was very, very strange. And he was there forever. And I mean, Black Sabbath, especially Black Sabbath, have had such a gigantic influence on probably 30% of everything in heavy metal comes from Black Sabbath. And therefore, I mean, how do they say it? Let's not be sad that it's over. Let's be glad that it ever was. But it is very strange that Ozzy is just gone. It happened so suddenly, and strange world it is. It's not a nice place living in a world without Ozzy Osbourne.
Yolanda, do you have more questions, or we have our 3 final ones?
No, I think we can go for them. It's fine?
Absolutely, because I have to jump over to the next one then.
Okay, so 3 and fast or no?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
do you
let's go for them. They shall wait.
Straightforward. Do you remember the first album that you bought with your own money?
Yes, and it's a strange one. It was a remix album called Vital Idol by Billy Idol. I should have bought a different one, but that's the first.
Okay, interesting answer.
If you had a huge production budget for only one show, or what kind of stage trick and elements would you love to include in?
We would have an entire castle, a beautiful, not a broken one, a beautiful castle, and there would be a tower for at least one song, and lots of gold and a gigantic throne for me.
Okay. And the last, do you remember the first time that you cried in a concert, and which band and song?
Boah, honestly, I can't remember because it happened very often. There's a couple of concerts where whenever they play a song where you think, I mean, I saw Judas Priest a couple of weeks ago, and they played Hell Patrol, All Guns Blazing, Between the Hammer and the Anvil, and so many songs from Painkiller. The year before, they played Saints in Hell, which is one of the greatest Judas Priest songs ever. And sometimes it just happens that you stand there and say, oh my God, I cannot believe that I finally really see that. And I saw a couple of shows. I mean, when Sabotage came back, I saw the first European headliner show of Sabotage in, what was it, 23 years or so. And just when they came out, and for the first time you saw the logo behind the drums again, it gave me goosebumps. I was moved to tears, because I said to the people who were with me, I really believed I would never see that again. And how blessed are we that we have that again. So there's gazillions of moments where this happened, because it's so important sometimes to see a band, to see a song. Well, it's interesting. That's why I believe that music really is the universal language, because that works for everybody.
Incredible ending, because Sabotage is my favorite band, and my favorite album of all times in heavy metal. It's Painkiller. So it's amazing.
Fantastic, yeah, fantastic. And for me, the most thrilling moment in Sabotage's concert was that they finally played Power of the Night. I saw them quite sometimes. They never did Power of the Night. Now they did Power of the Night, and that was, I think there were 2 people who were incredibly happy about it. Me and Chris Caffery, because he was smiling like this when he played it. So fantastic show. Happiest man on earth must be Chris Caffery. So.
Finishing with just a favor, if you can say, hello, this is Titan Fox V from Hammerking. Please check out my interview in Stairway to Rock.
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. This is Titan Fox from Hammerking, and please check out my interview on Stairway to Rock.
Thank you. We will tag you on social media. Thank you.
Gladly do that. I'm looking forward to that. It was a pleasure talking to you. I'm sorry that I have to leave to the next one.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let's
you can
meet
accept
somewhere on the road in Spain.
The collaboration in Instagram is also for us.
Yes.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, and see you again in the future. Bye, my friend.
See you again.
Bye.